America has long been called the land of opportunity, a place where hard work was supposed to guarantee stability, comfort, and maybe even a home of your own. But today, across the country, we are seeing a very different story. From the busy streets of Los Angeles to the quiet neighborhoods of Ohio, from the tech hubs of Seattle to the deserts of Arizona, more and more Americans are finding themselves without a roof over their heads. They aren't just the people you might pass on a city corner. Increasingly, they are families with children, retirees who spent their lives working, and even people who still hold full-time jobs. Their homes are not apartments or houses. Their homes are tents, set up on sidewalks in empty lots or along riverbanks. Their homes are cars, parked overnight in supermarket lots or hidden on side streets. Some live in RVs that never move, while others bounce from shelter to shelter. This isn't a marginal issue anymore. It's becoming one of the defining challenges of modern America. And to understand why so many Americans are living in tents and cars, we need to step back and look at the forces shaping this crisis. The cost of housing has become unbearable. Over the last 2 decades, rents and home prices have climbed far faster than wages. In many cities, renting even a modest one-bedroom apartment now costs more than $2,000 a month. In places like San Francisco, New York, or Los Angeles, it can be double that. Experts often say a household should spend no more than 30% of its income on housing. But in most states, a worker earning minimum wage would need to work nearly 100 hours every week just to afford a modest 2-bedroom apartment. That's not realistic. It's impossible. And so when paychecks don't stretch far enough, people are forced to make impossible choices. Do they pay rent or do they buy food? Do they keep the lights on or do they cover a medical bill? When the math no longer works, eviction follows, and people find themselves with nowhere to go. It's not only the unemployed. Many Americans who sleep in cars or tents still wake up each morning, shower at a gym or a public facility, and head to their jobs. They are teachers, retail clerks, nursing assistants, delivery drivers. They put in long hours, but the wages they earn simply cannot keep up with the cost of living. Some families begin by moving into a car temporarily, thinking it will only be for a few weeks. But the weeks stretch into months. Parents try to keep a sense of normalcy for their kids, sending them to school each morning, while hiding the fact that at night their home is a van parked in a church lot. The shame, stress, and exhaustion of this double life are enormous. Yet millions endure it silently, because they don't fit the stereotype of homelessness. The pandemic magnified this crisis. When businesses closed and jobs vanished, millions were pushed to the brink. Eviction moratoriums offered a temporary lifeline. But when those protections expired, landlords began collecting unpaid rent or raising rates to meet demand. Families who had already drained their savings during shutdowns found themselves locked out of the rental market entirely. And even after the economy reopened, inflation piled on more pain. Grocery prices soared, gasoline climbed, utility bills spiked. Households that had managed to hang on suddenly fell behind. In some cities, waiting lists for affordable housing grew so long that people were told to expect delays of 5, even 7 years. When you're faced with that reality, when you've lost your apartment and no other options exist, the only remaining choice may be to pitch a tent or sleep in your car. Mental health struggles and addiction also play a role, but it's wrong to say they are the root cause. Even healthy, working individuals are being priced out. Mental health and addiction make homelessness harder to escape, but the true engine driving this explosion is the housing crisis itself. And then there's the safety net, or rather, the lack of one. Government support has been cut for decades. Public housing programs are underfunded. Housing vouchers are so scarce that for every 10 families who qualify, only about 2 receive help. Shelters are overwhelmed, turning people away each night. Cities sweep encampments from sidewalks, pushing people from one block to another without addressing the root cause. The face of homelessness is changing. It's not only individuals on street corners. It's families with children. It's college students who can't afford both tuition and rent. It's veterans who served their country but now sleep in shelters. And increasingly, it's seniors. Retirees who thought they had enough savings are being crushed by rising rents and medical costs. Many now live in RVs, forming communities in desert towns or parking lots, stretching every last dollar of their Social Security checks. Communities are under strain. Tent encampments stretch for blocks. Public health concerns grow when sanitation is lacking. Local governments spend more on emergency services. Residents demand solutions, but often disagree on what those solutions should be. Businesses push for encampments to be cleared, while advocates call for humane treatment. And caught in the middle are people who simply want a safe place to sleep. The impact on children may be the most devastating. Kids who grow up without stable housing often struggle academically. They carry emotional scars, and the longer this crisis continues, the more likely it is that instability will echo into the next generation. So what can be done? Experts say we need to expand affordable housing, build more units, provide rental assistance, and ensure wages match the cost of living. Some cities are adopting housing-first policies, placing people in stable homes before addressing other challenges. Evidence shows this reduces costs in policing and healthcare and gives individuals a foundation to rebuild their lives. But these solutions require political will and serious investment. Without bold action, the tents and cars will only multiply. This isn't just a social issue, it's a moral question. The rise of tent cities and car communities is a mirror, reflecting inequality, fragile systems, and the erosion of the American dream. Behind every tent flap, and behind every parked car window, is a human being. Someone who once had dreams. Someone who may still be working hard every day to climb back. These are not faceless statistics. They are neighbors, classmates, coworkers, family members. The real question is whether America will continue treating homelessness as an inconvenience to be swept aside, or as a national emergency demanding compassion and reform. The image of Americans living in tents and cars is a stark reminder that prosperity is not shared equally. It shows how fragile life can be, how quickly stability can slip away. And it challenges us to decide, what kind of society do we want to live in? Do we accept a future where sidewalks double as bedrooms and cars serve as homes? Or do we build a system where shelter is a basic guarantee, not a luxury? The answers aren't simple, but the cost of doing nothing is already all around us. Unless change comes, the sight of tents lining city blocks and cars packed with personal belongings will only grow more common. Thank you for watching News Nexus. If you found this video informative, please share it, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation in the comments below. Together, we can shine a light on these challenges and maybe begin to build a future where no American is forced to live without a home.